like talking about getting people to stop eating meat. Like that, hey, no.
Yeah, come on.
Stop. You can't.
You know, I think once Joe Rogan sees the evidence, I think he might change his mind.
I think if someone who could explain the nutrition like really explain, based on like a Chris Kresser guy, based on actual science, someone like Rhonda Patrick, no, you're not going to stop people from eating beef. Just stop.
Yeah.
That's not smart. You don't understand how many people love steak and wouldn't have a problem. If you don't kill the cow, tell me what happens. They live forever? What happens? They become fairies? What happens?
Then they're dead, sitting there.
Let them free, and they get taken out by bears and mountain lions in your backyard. So we rise of predators, or we just let them breed everywhere.
Interesting.
And then every time you're trying to drive to the store, a bull comes and smashes into the side of your fucking car because it's got a heart on.
Right.
Because that would happen. Were you going to let them roam free? Or we just let them breed everywhere.
Interesting.
And then every time you're trying to drive to the store, a bull comes and smashes into the side of your fucking car because it's got a heart on.
Right.
Because that would happen. Were you going to let them roam free?
Yeah,
what are you going to do? You're going to
interesting.
cull them? You're going to give them birth control? What are you going to do? What are you going to do at this point?
Right.
How about we just eat them responsibly and ethically? How
Yeah.
about that? How about we feed them grass? It's real healthy food.
You know, I think once Joe Rogan sees the evidence, I think he might change his mind.
Do you think he will, though? He's sponsored by meat companies. I mean, do you think that has any influence?
You know, I think Joe talks too much about veganism to not be in the back of his mind. I mean, he talks about it more than I do. So,
And if you believe a life is life, just one life is worth a life, well, you're responsible for way more death because you're responsible for birds and bugs and ground nesting birds and fucking rodents and anything that gets chopped, bunnies that get chopped up in those combines.
Yeah.
Farmlands that displace wild animals left and right.
yeah, I think the people that talk that much about it and talk out against it that much are the ones that end up, I mean, that's what I've seen, the ones that end up switching. So I do actually think that Joe's going to make a switch, you know, in the coming years that go plant-based.
Crazy vegan propaganda. And vegans have this feeling as well. What happened with you with trying vegan? He wrote it. The guy who wrote it was a vegan. Eating a vegan diet article that was written by a vegan. What about protein when you were being a vegan?
I think what's interesting about Joe is I will find him to be spontaneously bringing up veganism like all the time in an unprovoked way.
As you can see, Joe Rogan is certainly not a fan of what the health or cowspiracy.
If you're watching closely, you may have noticed that many of these clips are not from Joe Rogan talking about the Game Changers directly. In fact, the only clip that I know of him directly addressing the Game Changers thus far is the Robert Oberst interview. But guys, this film, The Game Changers, is about to drop on Netflix this week, and so the impact within the general public is really just about to get felt. It, in my opinion, has only just now started to permeate the vegan and the plant-based sphere, but Joe Rogan was talking about the meat tax that Andrew Yang proposed, and he missed a lot of the details, guys. Everyone in his audience was just ripping him to pieces on the meat tax thing when it seems like Andrew Yang isn't trying to tell you not to eat meat. The guy's just saying that the agricultural industries that produce this type of product need to internalize the cost of the environmental effects of what they do. And I think if Joe Rogan were to look at that, he would agree that the environmental impact of factory farming, and he's talked about that, is terrible, and these producers have got to internalize that cost somehow. It can't just get subsidized and then passed on in the form of $1 cheeseburgers at McDonald's. It's ruining our country, guys. We're not going to have health security in the future. We don't have it now. Diabetes, heart disease, you guys already know what the story is. It's a mess right now, so take care of yourself and don't sleep on real scientists. That's the thing, guys. I don't think Joe Rogan is going to have time for the scientists on the Game Changers. I think he's going to be very dismissive about this film. The team of experts behind this film is likely to be undermined by Joe Rogan and his team of experts, like real scientists, guys, like Chris Kresser, yeah, the acupuncturist that is a paleo diet advocate, definitely fitting to come through and debunk the Game Changers. So with that being said, guys, watch out when you're in the streets, keeping it real. Just watch out for giant bulls with hard-ons in traffic, just ready to mow you down with their massive bull cocks, because that's really the threat of people going vegan and people stopping eating meat is just massive bull cocks causing highway pileups. I mean, that's what time it is, guys. Just let it be known that the Game Changers is fugazi, and if you try to go vegan, then you might kill my family with like some bull cock in traffic. So yeah, that's where we are, guys. Is that what time it is? That's the arguments that we have now against people stopping eating meat, is that bulls are gonna ram their cocks into traffic? That's what time it is? Are we serious? Is this a serious criticism of eating less meat?
And then every time you're trying to drive to the store, a bull comes and smashes into the side of your fucking car because it's got a heart on?
Right.
Because that would happen. What, are you going to let them roam free?
Because if that's the best that people have to offer to criticize what we're doing with plant-based dieting, then I'm pretty comfortable saying a lot more people are about to go plant-based when they watch the Game Changers. So what do y'all think? Do you think Joe Rogan is going to change his mind? Do you think the Game Changers is going to have anything to do with that? Or do you think this dude is going kicking and screaming straight to Bullcock City, where the traffic jams are just terrible, man? The traffic is awful. So I don't think it's going to happen, but I'll tell you what, Joe Rogan has already made the ethical connection with meat. And that's why he chose to become a hunter. He already has said that he doesn't want to support factory farming. And I did a video where I showed him talking about this and got into why people go vegan. And this is really looking at both the ethical side of it and the health side of it. So I would encourage you guys to check out this video. I'm going to put a link that's going to pop up in a thumbnail that I want you guys to click on right now. All right, hit that subscribe button, turn the notification bell on. Y'all know what time it is. Red Pill Vegan. Next.